Westport became the town of Westport in 1835. At the time of the Revolutionary War, Westport was called Fairfield, or on the west side of the Saugatuck River, it was Norwalk. So the life of the town right before the Revolution would have been a farming community that, because we have both a river and access to the Long Island Sound, would have been a very busy and bustling port, and it would have been very normal to see both enslaved African, indigenous, and mixed race people of indigenous descent enslaved in the town, going about the business of commerce, shipping, alongside their white enslavers. Well, before the Revolution, during the 7 Years' War, French and Indian War, it was loyal. It was a British colony, just like all of the 13. Slowly but surely, Westport, like the rest of Connecticut, started to become patriot. When the British landed at Compo Beach, they landed in the deeper water off of Cedar Point. It was the evening of April 25th. It was between about 7 and 8 o'clock at night, and it was raining and dark, and the temperature was rapidly dropping. It was quite cold. They then loaded into smaller boats and rowed into Compo Beach. Then they started their march basically up what is today Compo Road to head toward Danbury. The reason they needed to get to Danbury was because they were running short of supplies in New York. Connecticut was essentially the food supply. That's why they were heading to Danbury. They made it to Danbury relatively unopposed. After that, they headed back down, and by this time, there was enough Patriot forces kind of waiting for them along the route that they had taken. There was a skirmish with the British when they finally came down that roadway, but it would amounted to nothing, and they pretty much made it all the way to their ships. There were casualties on the American side. When they arrived at a place that is now called Minuteman Hill, again, the Americans tried to take a high ground and attack the British from above, but essentially really did very little. There were injuries, but mostly on the American side. They were not well armed. They did not have the ability. So that was lost as well, and the British were able to essentially easily get away and go back to Long Island and New York City.